Assalamu alaikum. 1 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. President has called for close cooperation between universities and industries to produce a market-oriented workforce. The Federal Cabinet has approved the Enforcement of Women's Property Rights Ordinance 2019 to protect their rights in properties. Advisor on Finance says significant progress has been made in microfinance sector, which would help boost economic activities in the country. In Afghanistan, 5 people were killed and a Japanese doctor wounded in an attack in Jalalabad city today. And now the news in detail. President Arif Alvi has urged the universities to impart education in youth to keep in view the demand of market and industries. Addressing an international conference on assurance quality in Islamabad today, he said our universities should look at cooperation with the industries in order to produce a market-oriented workforce, as is the case in other countries.
We have to educate our people. We have to go to the cutting edge of, with 200 million people, we have to have a good quantum of people who can uplift our own rather than looking at outside and looking at help all the time. We have to improve ourselves.
He said the capacity of teachers should be built, keeping in view the latest technology. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said provision of relief to the common man and bringing further economic stability are the top priorities of the government. Addressing a federal cabinet meeting in Islamabad, he said a significant milestone has been achieved in the journey towards the economic stability. Prime Minister expressed satisfaction over the reports of leading global credit rating entities and financial institutions. The Federal Cabinet has approved the establishment of designated courts to protect the child rights under the Juvenile Justice System Act. The Cabinet also decided that the Prime Minister would be the chief guest on Friday during the formal launching ceremony regarding promulgation of recently introduced legislation letters of administration and succession certificates Ordinance 2019. After the promulgation of the law within a period of 1 month, all Pakistanis residing inside or outside the country would be benefited from it. Federal Cabinet has also approved the privatization transaction structure of the SME Bank Limited and gave approval for the terms of reference for possible privatization of PIA's owned Roosevelt Hotel. The Cabinet also gave its approval to the Enforcement of Women's Property Rights Ordinance 2019 for ensuring a protection of women's rights in properties. Advisor on Finance and Revenue, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh, says microfinance can help in documentation of economy owing to its outreach. Addressing a ceremony in Islamabad today, he said significant progress has been made in the microfinance sector, and now the sector is yielding positive results in the shape of creation of job opportunities and boosting economic activities in the country. The advisor said foreign direct investment is significantly increasing, which indicates the growing confidence of the international community on improving economic prospects in Pakistan.
The private sector of the rest of the world and our own country is beginning to show a lot of confidence in this government, more importantly in this country and the opportunities it offers. Portfolio investment in our bond market has reached $1 billion, which has never happened before. So that's a sign that international investors are beginning to think that this is an area which offers tremendous economic opportunity and a transparent way of doing business.
He said the government is also providing incentives to the exporters to encourage and promote exports. A parliamentary delegation of Saudi Majlis-e-Ashura, headed by Chairman Dr. Abdullah ibn Muhammad al-Sheikh, is arriving in Pakistan today on a 3-day visit to the country. Members of the delegation will meet Speaker National Assembly as well as President Dr. Arif Alvi, Prime Minister Imran Khan, Senate Chairman Sadiq Sanjrani, federal ministers and their Pakistani counterparts. Issues pertaining to bilateral trade, two-way economic cooperation, and matters of mutual interest, including the situation in Kashmir, will also be discussed during the meetings. Commander of Royal Bahrain Naval Force Mohammad Yusuf Al Assam held a meeting with Naval Chief Admiral Zafar Mahmood Abbasi at Naval Headquarters in Islamabad today and discussed matters pertaining to expansion of cooperation between the two navies. The Naval Chief briefed the visiting dignitary about the steps taken by Pakistan to ensure maritime security and the role it played in the war on terrorism. In occupied Kashmir, situation continues to remain almost unchanged in the Kashmir Valley and parts of Jammu region on the 122nd day of lockdown and military siege. Having scrapped the Jammu and Kashmir's special status, the Modi-led Indian government is now planning to further erode Muslim-majority character of the territory by carving out new administrative divisions from the newly formed Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. In Afghanistan, 5 people were killed and a Japanese doctor wounded in an attack in Jalalabad city today. Official sources said the attack comes as humanitarian groups remained on high alert just days after an American aid worker for the UN was killed in a bombing in Kabul. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.